Drop the bomb down.
All right, and just like that, we are back. Hey, everybody, welcome to This Pink Cloud. We are a show that is all about mental health and addiction recovery and multiple pathways to that. I am DJ Kelly Reverb. I'm an RSPS, which means, which means, you know. But anyway, we're a fan of multiple pathways and also talking about important stuff, which we are today, about some, mental health components of the recovery. Yeah.
Shout out mental health.
Exactly. Very important. But also, if you're watching us right now, please give us a follow. We're on the YouTubes and then also on all other major streaming platforms. Give us a follow on Instagram because that's where we got the clips. Oh, and the TikTok.
Oh, we're on TikTok now?
And
yeah.
I know.
Nice.
And
I
the
know.
TikTok.
I basically just dance in front of like a little thing.
I
know.
But anyway, let me go around the room and introduce everybody. Sitting in officially a part of the show now, Mr. Chad Lamons.
Yeah.
How are you, bro?
I am.
Hey, do me a favor. Can you turn that down, dude? That horn is loud.
That horn is like the
coming in hot.
The loudest ever.
Yeah, let me see.
Anyway, doesn't matter. But anyway, welcome as I keep the show moving. There we go. Okay.
I don't even know if that was lower, but
anyway,
it's fine.
But thank you for coming in, dude.
Yeah.
And then sitting diagonal from me, Mr. BDE, Mr. Latino Elvis, and also you have a meditation group you're doing now, right?
Yes, the same one from last week that I told you about, the Fresh Start meditation.
Okay. Fresh Start. I
love that.
I know it. I knew you would.
Bro, hold on, do it.
But so
Fresh Start meditation group.
Fresh Start meditation, and what? And where is this actually happening if people want to go?
It's at the Loft City Church in Richardson at 8 p.m. on Sundays.
Okay,
awesome.
And that's every Sunday, huh?
Every Sunday.
Okay, cool. And do you have like a social? Like as far as where you post it and stuff like that? Or is
It's in the Fresh Start meditation group page on Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
If you say Fresh Start meditation one more time.
Yeah.
Fresh Start meditation.
No, I want the Fresh Start meditation. There we go. Austin doesn't know what
Kelly
he's got.
loves the fart noises. Dude.
I do.
He loves them.
I do. They're fun. They're fun.
They're fun.
It's like, I mean, you can tell that God has a sense of humor and because of farts and stuff like that. Anyway, sitting in it looks like you just got off work, bro. Yeah. Well, I appreciate you coming in. We have Mr. Austin Vaughn. He actually works at Advanced Dallas, which is medical stabilization prior to going to rehab. But he also, he has his own personal story, which I find interesting because it's full of pitfalls, dude, and relapses, and it's not just substance. There's a body dysmorphia part to it. There's a gambling addiction.
Right.
So I can't wait to hear it.
He pushes the limit, dude.
Yeah,
It's all over the place.
He's rad, dude. But yeah, Austin, give us a little backstory. So, how old are you right now?
I'm 33.
33. Okay, so tell us when it started.
Man, so first time I used
You gotta talk in. Yeah.
Excuse me.
That's okay.
First time I used, I was actually drinking out at Lake Whitney. Funny. Kind of near the last treatment center I went to.
Right.
What was it called?
How old were you?
I was 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lake Whitney's
Lake
legit.
Whitney.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I've been there.
So,
Yeah,
anyways,
got it.
I had a drink, and I was with my cousin, and she ended up finishing her drink, and she was like, "I'm good." I ended up chugging my tall boy, and I ended up walking down the street, or going into garages to the refrigerators looking for more.
Oh, dude! So you were garage hopping, dude? I did
immediately.
That. I did that too, but it was actually when I was 16 and I was going to a Judas Priest concert.
Okay.
Yeah, dude.
Wow.
We did the
aged
garage.
yourself.
Yeah, that's okay.
Totally.
That's okay. They're still around. They're still touring. So,
But that was like the first time I really realized like something was different. You know what I mean? Like I could not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I just wanted more and more and more. So.
all right.
But over time, like I ended up having a bad football injury in high school. hurt my back really bad. I got prescribed Vicodin, and I started handing them out at school. Started taking them, and they made me like super sick. I remember back in the day, like a couple Norcos would make me throw up.
Right, but did you actually enjoy the high though?
Yeah,
it
felt good.
Okay,
like it makes me sick, but I want to more.
Give me more.
Let me
makes
have
me
more.
violently ill, but
It's like most people will
some.
get sick off it and then they'll stop because they're got
Right.
sick. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Right.
But not us.
So, anyways, I ended up having surgery on it when I was 23. A few like later on in life, 5 years later, 6 years later,
on your football injury.
Yeah.
Which was what?
a herniated disc or at L5S1.
Okay,
so
for those of us that do not know the entire
it's a lower vertebrae.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I had a pretty major surgery, fusion surgery. The thing was, like, I kind of wanted to have the surgery, which was sick.
more drugs.
Yeah.
Right.
I knew it was going to come with like a 5-gallon bucket full of painkillers. You know
Right.
What I mean? So anyways, I have the surgery, sent me to pain management, and I just got hooked bad. You know, manipulating the pain management doctor, prescribed me hydrocodone, fentanyl patches, Dilaudid.
Oh yeah,
stuff
fentanyl
like that.
patches are that's a slippery slope. I've heard about that before.
I used to
and,
chew
yeah.
those when I was in college.
Nice, good job.
Yeah.
Smoked.
I still graduated somehow.
Yeah. So anyways, I got hooked bad on opiates, man. And, ended up getting arrested, possession of heroin.
Okay.
So that was the first.
So
time I
it
got
goes
in trouble
from
with the law.
painkillers, then you graduate to street, like just the
Right. Like I ended up getting cut off because I started to get a tolerance so high that, you know, the painkillers weren't cutting it anymore.
Right.
And so I started getting them from the street, and then, hey, why don't you try this? It's cheaper, you know.
Did that scare you at all? At some point, did alarm bells go off in your head and go, man, maybe you're just like full steam ahead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
Alarm bells.
Yeah, right.
not really alarm bells, man. I was just trying to change the way I felt, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the mental. So you weren't. I mean, and I think that's a lot of us are not comfortable in our own skin. So
Sure.
that's why we use to excess to escape whatever reality we're in. So what were you uncomfortable with? I'm turning into your psychiatrist, your counselor now. What were you so uncomfortable with?
Man, to be honest, I don't really know. It's just like a spiritual void, I guess.
Okay.
You know,
Yeah.
Some people say the spiritual malady, restless, irritable, and discontented. You know, I'm sure you guys have heard
Just
about that.
trapped
Yeah.
in the malady.
Yeah, trapped.
Right.
But it's just the internal feeling of like, ugh.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, the opiates, they would just like make me
temporarily fill that
Yeah.
void, or
Yeah.
or at least make you temporarily comfortable to
You temporarily
deal.
shut your fucking mind up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you
Right.
don't think about it. And then it just progressively gets worse every time you're not on it.
Right.
Right? To where you're going to have to deal with it at some point.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But we don't see that in the moment. We're just like, well, fuck it, dude.
Yeah.
I don't want
Right.
to feel this way, and this does it really quick.
Mm-hmm.
But you got caught in that feedback loop that where like the higher your pain or the more pain meds you take, the higher your pain gets. Right?
Yeah.
So and they're just now learning about that kind of stuff. But
Right. So yeah, man, I was just trying to fill that internal void. It's like a Grand Canyon. I'm freaking
Right.
throwing
Throwing
hydrocodones
pebbles
down the freaking
right, throwing pebbles
You know
there,
what I mean?
right.
And like it worked for like a period of time, and then it got to the point where like the drugs weren't even working anymore. It was like they would get me high, but like I remember the points where I don't even remember the last time I caught a good nod.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It was like it was just trying
Catching
to stay
a nod.
well.
yeah.
And-
Sure,
and,
you
like,
were just you were
was horrible.
past the fun and more to the maintenance part,
Right.
where it
right.
becomes your job.
That shit happens before you even realize that's what you're doing.
Right.
Which is the shitty part of the addiction. Because hey, man, if it was actually fun while you were doing it, that would be nice for. But I mean, how long is the window of fun for OxyContin and for for heroin? How long is that window?
And,
I mean,
for
I would
me-
imagine not long, right?
No.
Right.
I mean, I would use and like I would get. I mean, when I'm doing heroin, I get sick within 4 or 5 days doing heroin straight for 3 or 4 days. I'm sick again. You know, what I'm
Right.
saying? It's not even fun anymore. It's just a full time job.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So I eventually got I ended up going to jail for a while.
Okay. Well, let's do
prison.
a timeline. So it goes from 13 beer with your cousin and to then basically becoming the plug at high school for pain pills or painkillers, and then you graduate to heroin. So then, are you outside of high school by then, or how does it go?
Yeah, I'm probably about. I caught my first heroin charge at 25.
Okay.
In December.
And
when
were
I was
you going to
25.
college at the time, or was that even a part of the picture? Or?
So I did go to college. The thing is, I did great in college when I was not fully getting high. I mean, I had a stage where I was like kind of, I don't want to say manageable.
Well, I mean, no, but I mean,
I was making good grades and I was kind of
Been
like,
there,
you know what I'm saying?
I navigated alcoholism successfully for probably a good 10 years before it got to me. But I mean, there is a window that people can navigate successfully, but just, I just know where it's all going to end up in the end.
Right.
But I mean, there was probably, you probably had a good couple years where you had it dialed in and you actually had an off switch.
Right. So I went to Collin County Community College. I got my GPA up pretty high.
Right.
Transferred to UNT. I did pretty well there, and then I ended up going to Texas Tech. A lot of partying.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, it's the desert, dude.
And a lot of methamphetamine.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I know, but
I know.
It was
I know.
it was a full-time job,
Right.
And I ended up going to jail for a while when I was
How long?
28. It was about 14 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that whenever I met you?
Yeah. When I got out, so it was 2019?
Yeah.
When I
Well,
met you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
you guys have a history. Not
Yeah.
only are you his sponsor, but
Yeah.
then y'all have a history prior to that. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
we
known
were
Jeff.
in
Go
what
ahead.
was it, aftercare together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dallas Abode.
Funny little story about this guy right here. One night I had a weekend pass. I went out. The weekend pass I ended up wanting to come back because the lady didn't pick up the phone for me. Right. So I come back. The dinner had already closed, so they weren't serving dinner anymore, right? Mm-hmm. This guy, they had ordered a pizza, right? And I was like, man, let me get a piece of that pizza. And he was like, well, you can have my crusts.
No, I did not say that.
I ate his fucking crust, dude. I had to eat it, right? I had to eat it.
you were his crust
I ate
bitch,
the crust.
Oh, bro.
Wow.
but you were actively using it.
Mark,
No.
dude.
You were-
I was getting out of prison at that point.
Oh, okay.
So yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
You were his.
levels continue.
You were his
to
crust
decrease.
bitch.
So you can have my crust, dude.
I
was
don't
like,
remember that.
It's fine.
Well, hey,
That's some selfish
fine.
ass shit.
right. Okay. So anyway, now that we've pointed out what a horrible person you are, continue.
So yeah, man.
I know.
That was I don't remember that joke.
I know.
I know.
But anyways,
I know.
Hold on.
I
Let's,
know.
before this goes any further, let's explain what happened, right?
Okay.
I met Austin at Brazos when I was in treatment with him, right?
Right.
Brazos.
So we are sitting there, and there's this guy, this real cool, calm, collected guy, and he has absolutely he never tells anybody to shut up. Right. Instead, he's got this beautiful way of doing it where they'll be talking on and on. And he's like, yeah, trust me. I know. I know. Yeah, I know. And then people just stop talking because they're like, man, Todd really gets it. No, motherfucker, he's telling you to shut up in the nicest way possible.
Right.
So all of a sudden, Austin and me picked up on it. And dude, we ended up rooming together, bro. It was chaos. Anytime somebody would say anything, bro, I don't care what meeting it was, what group it was, it's like, oh, yeah, I know. And then Austin would be across from me, be like, yeah, trust me, I know. And we get to the point where I walk in the room late at night, and I think Austin's asleep or whatever, and I'm sitting there getting ready, and all of a sudden, 5 minutes after I walk in, dead silent, he's just like, I know. And just trying to scare the shit. Dude, it was hysterical,
the
bro.
inside
so
joke.
it just translated out to real life because that shit's funny.
Right.
It is.
You know what I
That's
mean?
funny.
We were
Spreads
at
like
this
wildfire.
We were at this onesie party at Lizzie Butler's, and we started doing the I know thing, right? And we're just asking people random shit, and just I know. I know.
Right.
How are you doing? I know.
And you already and the thing
guys,
and
fuck
the,
these guys.
And the thing is you start it right after you ask the question. You don't wait.
Yeah.
You just
No,
automatically
the
go.
first syllable they say, just yeah, I know.
I know. I know.
I know.
All right. So now
Anyways.
everybody's in on the I know joke. Okay. So, but let's go to your story again. So you're I mean, okay, so you're in tech, and tech is a crazy place, and all that, craziness going on, college kind of stuff. Are you having like kind of like maybe? Are you working out, and is the body dysmorphia occurring this whole time, or?
So I'll go expand a little bit on this. So I went to tech. I had to withdraw to tech to go to. I've been in multiple treatments by then. I kind of skimmed over that, but I've been in and out of rehab since I was 18.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, by now we're talking about tech. I'm 25. Okay,
I know.
So I am.
Yeah. You got me.
I just had to throw it in. I just had to throw it in. Sorry.
So in and out of rehab, dude. And I just was not ready, dude. It was like a spin dry. Run my insurance, get out, get high. Run my insurance, get out, get high. And so multiple rehabs. I went to for you guys that know what Burning Tree is.
Yeah.
Longer term treatment center, great treatment center, but it's long term. I was there when I was 19. Mm-hmm. So that just kind of shows like the.
And how long were you at Burning Tree?
The first time I was there a year.
Right.
Year, and then I did 2 months.
Isn't Burning Tree horse based?
Yeah, they do. Okay, yeah, no, I'm just kidding.
He says that about every fucking. Isn't that horse piece?
Isn't that
so? Anyway,
equine therapy.
In and out of treatment centers, I get to, Texas Tech. I had to withdraw my classes because I needed to go to treatment.
Right.
Okay, so I got 5 W's in one semester. You're only allowed to have 1 or 5 W's in your whole career.
I'm just thinking to myself, how many times have you been to rehab total?
I'm not even exaggerating.
Yeah.
Probably like 26, 27. I've lost count.
Right. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
So well, I mean, I find that crazy because like I've like I'll walk in and like there'll be people that legitimately went to rehab like 45 times, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude?
After a while,
when
you get comfortable going to treatment.
Yeah, and it's almost like you get institutionalized.
Yeah, that's me.
Something like that, right?
That's me.
Yeah,
because like I become so. I can check boxes in treatment and be the model client and
motherfucking all-star,
savvy.
Dude.
Yeah,
all-star. Like
right.
looking at other people,
all-star.
like helping everybody else out.
And then I get out and I'm
right
again.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So like that's been my story. Like you said, Kelly, like getting institutionalized. In institutional settings or treatment settings. I'm a reason.
It's like you're home away from home.
And
yeah,
it can almost become counterproductive to a point because like I don't know how to do it outside of treatment.
Right.
Yeah.
So, anyways.
Well, I mean, okay. So does it help like being in sober living? Does that help?
Yeah.
But then
sober living is
but
great.
then you've also relapsed while living in sober living, correct?
Right.
So
and it comes down to a point of like, at what point am I done and willing to go to any lengths and do the work that
Sure.
I do?
Yeah.
And connect to power. You know what I'm saying?
What would you? Hey, and Jeff, since you're his sponsor, what are you telling him to do as advice? I mean, like, what advice are you giving him?
Well, I mean, I don't really want to talk about all the.
Well, I know,
advice
but
that
I mean, I'm
give
just saying.
So much for anonymous.
I'm just saying generalize. Like, what do you? Don't go. Yeah, the time you gave that guy a hand job. I mean, don't say anything like that. but no, I'm just kidding. But no. But I'm just saying. In general, what do you say when you get like a sponsee or a potential sponsee? What do you say like as far as, hey man, let's somebody that has a high rate of recidivism.
So for this guy right here, you know so much about the book, and you know it, dude. It's just like you just said it yourself, though. You can't apply it to life, right? I mean, he knows more about the book than I do.
Well, yeah,
right. I mean, more than anybody I really know, dude. Right?
Yeah,
I know.
Right?
You know what I mean?
Right? And I mean, and I can apply it. So that's pretty much why I'm pretty sure that you asked me to be your sponsor,
right?
Dude, and,
right. But what do you
it's
do?
Becoming,
what
it
do
makes
you
it
do?
tangible.
What do you do when you have somebody like that come? That I guess is hard headed or doesn't get it after 26 times. Like, I mean,
if it's I've had a couple of different sponsees that they'll relapse after 1, 2, and 3, right? And after that, like after 2 times, I'm usually like, you got to call somebody else, dude, because you're not getting it, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay. So anyway, I just wanted to see if you had any advice, because I mean, I've had friends that and good people, but they just can't get clean. But like, I mean, I think that's an important thing that we pointed out is that you become used to that, being institutionalized. Go ahead.
I want to point something out real quick. So like, this is something I had a conversation with Shannon and with some other people. And it's like a lot of people don't know what to do when they feel like AA has failed them. They feel like they've worked a program like honestly and thoroughly or whatever. And then they don't know that there's other options, right? And then they also can't see there might be something that they left out. You know what I mean? And then that's I don't know if that's what happened in your case, but that's like what we talked about, right? Like, because you were like, oh, I did this and I did that and I did this, and that's okay and everything, right? But there's obviously there's something else. You know what I'm saying? And like just hearing you now and talking to you now, like this is. You're in that different mindset, dude. And I don't know if it was Jeff. I don't know what's done it differently for you this time, but it's cool to see because like I could tell, you know what I'm saying? Like it's you can tell when a switch is flipped from somebody.
For sure.
I mean, if you
know
don't
what I'm
mind me
saying?
talking about it, I'll talk. We like the first time we met this time together, I was like, dude, there's something missing. There's just something that you are missing throughout this thing. And I remember like you got teary-eyed and we hugged after we did 1, 2, and 3. Right. And ever since then, he's been on fire, dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Ever since.
So for me, like what y'all are saying, like for me, it came down to not being done. You know, it came down to me not doing my 10 steps and meditating and seeking power. You know what I'm saying? Not carrying the message. And the thing is, like, when my spirit was awake, like, I found things objectionable in my life. Okay? And like character defects and then stuff. It's like, it's funny because like if my spirit is awake at a certain time, that means I can always go back to sleep. You know what
Absolutely.
I'm saying? So like the things that were objectionable at one time, when they started to seem okay, the more they seemed like they were okay, that was my spirit going back to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Before you know it, I've got a crack pipe in my mouth.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, that's just the truth.
Right.
That I'm an alcoholic drug addict. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not cured of this stuff.
Right.
You know, so
Well, it seems like, yeah, I mean, like you said, going to sleep, but also it just seems like a matter of vigilance for you. Like, and I mean, you have to be self-aware and you cannot let that dwindle because it kind of seems like you're an all or nothing type personality.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
Right.
absolutely.
And especially like even with the gym, dude.
Yeah.
You know, I see all the bro pics, dude, and the nip,
Oh, God.
and the nip slips, dude. No, but no, but I mean, it seems like you're an all in or not.
Yeah. Everything like the addictive personality, like we were talking about before the show, like, man, like the addictive personality, it comes out in gambling, you know, like I'll freaking pour out all my money in a freaking online gambling.
Right.
You know, FanDuel.
I'll pour out all my money playing bingo.
Yeah.
For real. Right. Seriously. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And
FanDuel.
trying to fill that internal void, even when I was, quote, sober or dry. Like I'm taking it out in different avenues. So I have to find a balance with that stuff.
Right.
Of
You know what I'm
course.
saying? Like, and it has come out in over exercising in the past. Right when we were talking about pulling out of the Texas Tech, you know, I went to Passages Malibu. I went to Burning Tree again for the second trip in 2016, and that was the last time I had really I'll just say it. I had a really bad body dysmorphia, eating disorder, bulimia, stuff like that. You know, trying to change the way I felt. Like I could get sober and I would over-exercise really bad.
Right. Well, I mean, because if you look, I mean, you know, at you, like everybody's like, I mean, obviously he's got the best
He's a
physique.
motherfucking model, dude.
I know he's got the best physique out of all of us in
Yeah,
the
for real.
room.
He's a
for
motherfucking
sure.
model.
But in your head, I mean, to help us understand, what I mean, are you seeing something different, or what is it?
It's taking out the obsession. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know for me, drugs were never enough. Like, I get to this point, I need more. I need more. So it's like the same thing when I look in the mirror. Like,
Right.
Yeah.
I need to tweak on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, this
I need,
man, this oblique.
That's not good enough.
This oblique is fucked up.
So-
dude,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna
And
dude, my triceps looking weak,
Right.
dude, today. Yeah.
I will say something on that too. Like I saw you one of the pictures you posted or whatever, and this is after everything happened. This is recent. You said I finally got where I wanted, and I was like, that was a really proud moment for me. Like whether because
Did
a
you
lot of
mean
the times when we say shit like that, especially on like a public forum like Facebook, and we've talked about that, right? You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
a lot of the times when we say stuff like that, we're doing it, and there is some sort of validation because we want. It's like a fake it till you make it thing, right? Like, but it's also like the law of attraction. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever we think, we can harvest, right? And I was really proud of you for that, because like just saying something like that out loud starts to bring that into your life. You know what I mean? Whether it was like completely factual or not, because I'm sure there's always because I have that too, dude, but in a different way. You know what I'm saying? Like I look in the mirror, dude, and I hate it. You know what I'm saying?
You were gonna say you look in the mirror. And
no, but at the same time, like I'm starting to learn.
Right, dude.
I'm learning ways to deal with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And like I got so much shit going on in my life. When I start working out and shit, it'll be cool as fuck. That's cool, and I'll do that when it comes to that. But right now, I've got to the point where I'm starting to really like fill in to myself. You know what I mean? And I can see you. Like I've seen that all along since I met you, right? I've seen you filling into this and filling into that, tapping into like this amazing personality and these amazing things, and like just seeing you post that, bro. Like I was very proud of you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't text you because I was like, you're still posting. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever on Facebook. But I had a moment where I was just like, damn, dude. I'd like, if there's anything I hope it's 100% true. You know what I'm saying? Because, and I feel like it doesn't matter how many percent true it is. I think that's a moment, dude, that you can fucking look back at and be proud of. Right. You know what I'm saying? Because you got where you wanted.
Do you feel satisfied?
Yes. So like, here's the thing. Like, I don't want to get any bigger.
Right.
To be honest.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? That would look weird. But like,
right.
It's a matter of the difference between acting in an obsession, like I was in 2016. It was the last time I had purged.
Right.
August of 2016 while I was in Burning Tree. I told him myself. I was like, hey, I purged.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that was the last time I've done that.
Right.
Over-exercised to a point of like exhaustion.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? But now it was legitimately trying to reach a fitness goal.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I got reached that goal, and I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I'm satisfied.
We're motherfucking proud of you, dude.
Yeah. Well,
We're very proud of you.
but I mean, the thing
I'm
is,
not gambling like.
well,
online.
no, the key, the key here, yeah. I think the key is that you don't stop, trying to quit,
Right.
Isn't there a clever phrase for that? Like, as long as I don't quit giving up.
As long as I don't give up quitting.
Yeah, something like that.
I have no idea.
You just sounded like a street person, dude.
And I take Xanax. I just take bars.
Hey, really quick, while we got a break, let's throw to our sponsors. We've got lovely Max the Axe out of Houston, Texas. He is actually
one horn.
He is actually in Texas, but can practice in California and Texas. He is a personal injury lawyer. If you go to thispinklawyer.com, it will take you to Lone Star Injury Attorneys, and he will get you max results for your injury.
Nice.
Nice. And then next, of course, get the air horn ready. We've got NeuroGlow in Dallas, or actually in Flower Mound and McKinney, and they are ketamine infusion therapy. I had to get that out. I had to get that out quick before that happened. But yeah, so they do ketamine in a actual clinical environment.
Yeah.
And they've seen results with PTSD. Suicidal ideology, and some people that are treatment resistant. So be sure and go to neuroglow.com, and that is easy. NEUROGLOW.com, and check them out.
I think that now I'm like officially on the show every time. Every time Kelly's trying to do something, I'm just gonna make the fart noise. So
right.
You can't hear a fart without laughing, bro.
No, I can.
No, you
I can
cannot.
handle it, but
Why?
they are funny.
They are funny.
But they are magical. But okay, so go ahead. Well,
yeah, let's go back to what you're doing different now, right? Because like I know you've been through hell and back, dude, and as somebody who's done that, you know what I'm saying? All of us have,
right,
in our own way, right? So I think
I went to hell really slow.
Yeah.
And then it lasted. My hell lasted a long time.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then I was like, oh, thank God I'm out of hell.
Yeah. So, but like, it's tough. I just want to say it's very tough being like an intelligent human being trapped in addiction.
Oh, yeah, dude. Sometimes
Because
you can be
you
too smart for your own good.
And that's, I know for a fucking fact, you know that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I know.
I know.
I know. But really,
firm, I know.
That was a serious I know.
That was a serious I know.
But yeah, so what does it look like for you now? Right?
So, man, so now, I mean, life's a lot better sober. I'll tell you that much. I mean, so I went to Brazos last year, July.
Mm-hmm. And that's where you and Chad would just timeline it. Chad would just got out of county.
Chad got out of county.
And y'all were at Brazos at the same
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember him. Yeah, I
Well,
remember
y'all
when
are
Chad
both
came
smart
in.
dudes,
Yeah.
you know, and I mean, you know, so y'all migrated towards each other, and
Yeah.
and then y'all ended up living in the same sober
Yeah, we
living,
were roommates
right?
too.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, we weren't in the same sober living. We were roommates at
Brazos.
in the cool room at Brazos.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was live. So, but anyways, I remember on the way to Brazos. So all the times I've been to treatment, my mom would always look at me on the way to the treatment. She's like, "What's going to be different this time, Austin?"
Yeah.
And I always had an answer. You know, like this time I'm going to go to 90 meetings in 90 days. This time I'm going to work with my sponsor. This time I'm going to go to my counselor. Blah 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 blah.
Right.
And like this time, she's like, "What's going to be different, Austin?" And like I was just so miserable. You know what I'm saying? So I thought about it for a minute. And I just threw up my hands and I go, I don't fucking know anymore.
Right.
And that was the ding.
Oh
Yeah.
That was the answer the whole time. Maybe I don't know everything.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
No, but so
I don't know.
What did your mom? Yeah. What did your mom say to that? Was she like?
She just looked at me and
like-
she goes and looks back at the road.
Okay.
And I was like, she was satisfied. Like, damn. Maybe he just had like a white flag moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so I remember I just said, whatever Brazos tells me to do, I'm gonna fucking do it.
Right.
Because I'm tired of living this way.
Yeah.
And that was like step 0 or whatever, almost. You know what I'm saying? Like step 0.5 or whatever we want
Right.
to call it. And got to Brazos. I did some work. Got out of Brazos. I did go to sober living after that. I completed my 90 days in sober living. I moved back to my house that I lived at before I went to Brazos.
Now, is this a sober
And so
living
here's-
situation?
The dark cloud is about to come.
So, is this a sober living house or what is just a
he's
house?
Sober, no.
Where
so-
he moved afterward was
Okay,
not.
so
was
how
not a
long were
sober
you
house.
at Brazos though? 90 days.
90 days.
Okay, so you did 90 because 90 is pretty hardcore
90
if
days
you're in
Brazos.
rehab.
I completed the
yeah.
12 steps
Okay.
of Brazos. I went to sober living. I got a job working at Advanced Dallas.
Okay, and we'll talk about that in
Right.
a sec. But
Sure.
good.
So, anyways, I completed my 90 days in sober living, and I decided to move back to McKinney, where
Okay.
I was living before I went to Brazos.
Yeah.
Right.
And I remember I walked into the house, and my head went, nobody will know.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh fuck. I literally thought, I was like, oh shit.
Right.
And then I was like, maybe I'll be all right. And then that was another lie. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Well, what did you
And so-
do? Like, okay, so you relapsed, but what did you do?
So here's what happened. So
Yeah.
I went to my bathroom, my old bathroom, and I was going through my medicine cabinet, and I was going through my ibuprofens and stuff like that, taking some ibuprofen or whatever.
Right.
And I picked up the bottle, and there's a Suboxone strip under there that I had hidden.
Oh, jackpot.
And I was like, nobody will know.
Right.
And
Yeah.
so, anyways, later on, like a week went by.
Well, I know.
Yeah. And so like a week went by. Shut up, bro. So anyways, like a week went by and it was like, just take half.
Uh-huh.
My head was just like, just take half. You'll be good.
Right.
And then another delusion I told myself was, you didn't count against your sobriety when you were detoxing and you were taking Suboxone. So why would this be a
why would
relapse?
this be
so
any
that's
different?
how delusional
Right.
I was at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyways, I remember looking in the mirror and I put half of that strip under my tongue and I went, fuck.
Yep. I'm back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daddy's
the monster
back.
is out.
Right, right.
You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
And then it was just
Oh, and for
on
those
after
that don't know,
so-
Suboxone is basically MAT, which is, MAT is for people that are on heroin. They've got methadone and then Suboxone are really the main two, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
And so I was drinking, smoking weed and ended up smoking some crack. And I just realized I went to the hospital and was there for a little while. And I ended up doing some work. I was writing inventory in when I was at the hospital. I called Jeff at the hospital and I was like, hey, I need to get free of this shit or I'm going to keep doing it because I know what's going to happen to me. You know
Sure.
what I'm saying? I'm just going to keep going and going and going.
Well, it's like that's the part that comes in where I think some people are, too smart for their own good because they can justify themselves oh, it's just this one time, like the whole nobody will know.
Oh, we do
you
these
know?
mental gymnastics.
And then no, but my friend, I have a friend Nolan. He used to be a co-host on the show, but he was like one of those kind of guys that was just too smart for his own good, and he has, he's a chronic relapser, and it's just like. I don't always understand it because it's not my story, but I mean I think a lot of people can relate with your story, and I think it's an important story to tell, and that it's multifaceted, that there's so many different parts that make up you, know, and that you're trying to run away from, or you're trying to alter, with where you can just be.
Right. Be content in my own skin.
Yeah.
And that comes with filling that internal void with spirit.
Yeah.
Because, like, when you drive past the specs and it says, like, wine and spirits on there, you know what I'm saying? Like, why do you think it says spirits?
Right.
It's because I put that drink in my body. Like, I'm ready to go, and my spirit's there.
Right.
In authenticity, authentic there. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying?
Yeah.
But now the spirit is through me without having a substance in my body.
It's called Jesus juice.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, God.
Sorry, I got
Don't call it.
I did Michael Jackson on you. Sorry about
Jesus juice.
That
that. Where the hell did that come from, dude?
Was that real, Bubba?
That's hilarious. All right.
But yeah, did some work, man. Did a fifth step with Jeff when I got out of the hospital, and now I'm in sober living. I knew that I needed some type of structure in my life, right? And doing the deal, sponsoring guys, and I did the work. I don't believe in dragging out the work for months on months and months.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get free of this shit.
Yeah.
All right. So so what? I'm gonna sound like your mom. What's gonna be different this time, Austin? What's the game plan, dude? What's the game plan this time? Like, what do we got? What do we got on the horizon?
So I continue working with others, man.
Yeah.
Seeking God in my life. Keeping myself in check not keeping myself in check, having others hold me accountable.
Right. And
You know what I'm
that's
saying?
where we were talking about this last week, but that part I think it's huge is community.
Right.
Yeah. And that being a part of your recovery it was a huge part of my success. And I'm sure, but then the thing is Austin's, that community is not going to be in the bathroom when you find a half a Suboxone strip.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean.
That's a very important
And
point. Kelly.
whenever all this shit was going on, right, we were talking.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? And I remember at one point, like, you got mad at me, and I knew what was going on in your head, right? You were like, oh, you don't do this, you don't do that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, bro, that's unfair for you to say, but I get it. You know what I mean? Because I understand, I understand where you're coming from, dude, because it in all reality, like, I don't have a sponsor. You know what I'm saying? But all of this stuff that I've, like, learned and that I've been able to, I don't know how it was that I've been able to apply these things in my life, right? But, like, that book comes up in daily conversations with me. And you remember me at Brazos, dude. I was fuck that book. You know what I'm saying?
You weren't having it.
I wasn't having it. And now, like, dude, we're reshaping the 12-step meetings at my work because, like, it's something, it was some moment, dude, that I had. But I could recognize the hurt, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I didn't get pissed off or anything like that. And then in the middle of that conversation we had, you were like, well, you know what? I could have reached out, you know what I'm saying, when all this stuff was going on. And we haven't talked like every day like we used to, you know what I'm saying? Which I think, quite honestly, I think is a good thing because that means that, like, you're putting your head where it needs to be.
You're putting your nose to the
you know what I'm saying?
grindstone.
And I don't know if it's Jeff, I don't know what it is, but maybe it's the fact that you're seeing this, like, this shit be tangible all around you, and you have a community now, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And all the shit that was going on, all the bullshit that was being talked or whatever, like, I don't know, this time around in sober living, I think it's just different for
I got
you.
a question for you. So, like, what is the longest period of sobriety you've had? Like, what's the max days you've stacked?
A year.
A year?
Right.
Okay. And then, like, how long ago was that?
That was back in Burning Tree.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know.
2009-ish.
Okay. Yeah, and then
I also had stints locked up too, but
yeah. Well, yeah, that's forced sobriety.
right,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was crawling out of my skin.
Right.
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. I bet.
But a year,
Yeah.
around a year. Yeah.
Well, I mean, dude,
But-
all I can say is that I wish you luck, and I really, because you're a good person and you're a good dude and your heart's in the right place, and I hope you can achieve, long-term sobriety, man. I mean, I think
you.
I think
And I
all of
think-
us,
likewise,
I think all of us
buddy.
want that for you, dude.
I think
We
your
love
story,
you,
dude. I
Austin.
think people will relate to your story, like that I can't reach. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
My story, his story, like, and that's the whole idea of like helping others, right? Is that it's a fucking daily battle for you, dude. You know what I'm saying? And you're still in the middle of it, and like
Right.
it is for everybody, but like you're at that point where you finally like got tired. You know what I'm
Tired.
saying?
Right.
And that's fucking
Tired.
bro.
Right.
Then I'm seeing all this other stuff that and it's just cool, bro. Like to see, because like this is a guy, you know what I'm saying, that I'd vouch for you any day. You know what I
Right.
mean? Doesn't matter what it is, bro.
Well, while we got a few more minutes, I wanted to talk to about where you work. Obviously,
sure,
with
absolutely.
with
Because you're down in the trenches, bro.
yeah,
trenches.
without getting too personal, telling somebody's stories, but you work at Advanced Dallas, which is medical stabilization, which
Right.
is, some people might say the D word, which is detoxifying, but it's called medical stabilization.
Sure.
And you're there, and you've been in both places. So I mean,
Countless times.
yeah. So how does that fit into your recovery? And then, is it a constant reminder, or do you get maybe even like a compassion fatigue, or anything like that?
So yeah, it's a constant reminder for sure. You know what I'm saying? I see myself coming in
Right.
every day.
Right.
And like, how many times have I been sitting in that chair? And it takes a special person to be able to
Absolutely.
relate. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I'm not putting doctors and nurses down at all, but like, when they can't relate on that level, like, it's kind of like you don't understand until you've been through it or it happens to you.
Right.
type
Yeah.
deal,
Like,
you know what
I mean,
saying?
I'm not going to understand bulimia
Right.
like you understand
Right.
bulimia. Yeah.
So like, it's like trying to explain an acid trip to somebody that's never tripped acid.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So like,
For sure.
so it takes that special, same with working with another person with sponsorship, etc. You know what I'm saying? But like, it's called Advanced Dallas. It's in off of Greenville Avenue,
Right.
in Walnut Hill. Yeah, we do medical stabilization. I'm the patient care coordinator up there. So I do recovery groups. I basically help them seek treatment. You know what I'm saying? Some people come in totally willing. The willingness
Right.
varies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How many times have I been going and thinking, I got this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you really got it, Bubba?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Do you really got Bubba? Hey, Bubba.
Yeah.
Hey,
it-
Bubba. I understand, Bubba.
But yeah, it varies. It's a great program. We got a great crew up there right now. So, but yeah, man, I help patients through their struggles. Kind of like a jack of all trades up there.
Mm-hmm.
Hell
So
yeah.
we got another location down in Houston as
Okay.
well. So
I also, dude,
up?
I saw that picture that you posted of the board that somebody left up.
yeah,
Right, that Austin is
Yeah, that was
this
cool
and
as
that.
hell.
That was cool as fuck, dude, to see
Yeah.
that, because you do fucking get
Well,
it,
it's
bro.
cool. It's cool. Like, I mean, both of you guys, I saw that post, and then I saw your post about like the kid making you a beanie. Dude.
Oh, yeah,
And I'm
hell
just
yeah.
like,
yeah.
I brought
I'm
them
just
over
like,
with me.
I'm like,
That's cool.
I'm like, that's super cool that you're. I mean, it's something small, but you can. Hey, man, maybe it's getting there. Maybe
Right.
maybe it's working.
Yeah.
What's
There
up,
we
bro?
go, dude.
For
That is
real.
legit,
This
dude. I love it.
tangibility
Kid
right
made you
here.
that?
That's
Huh?
Kid made you that from?
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
dope,
yeah. From he works over at Phoenix House.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Phoenix House, Texas.
If you would have told me a year ago, like, we'd all be sitting here talking about recovery. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like,
be like,
or I'd be
fuck
working
off.
at a hospital.
Right.
Fuck
off.
I'm working in a hospital. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? Like,
it's crazy, huh?
it's crazy.
Crazy
God
stuff.
works. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? Miracles in this room.
Right? I agree.
Because when we were at Brazos, the last thing we wanted to do, bro, like, got to be quite honest with you, is work in fucking recovery. Because we
Right.
could see how miserable, like, some people that seemed like that were working there. But
Right.
like it's an experience for growth, right? Because like all of those people that are there, they were there for the best reasons, regardless of how we wanted to see them. Because we were seeing them from our delusion.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Because maybe we weren't fucking ready when we were there. But at some point, dude, like, I don't know, it just made sense to be doing what we're doing, right?
Right.
And like you did this shit before I did. You started working there, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, holy shit, bro. Like, what a fucking leaf to be turned. You know what I mean? Because and that's, I know.
Right.
That's where you like, that's where it shows, bro. Like, because the empathy and sympathy are like two different things, right? And like, you can be empathetic towards something, but until you've really like lived it. And that's why I think like you're such a perfect fit working in that world, dude. Because like you, and it could be, it's all about like everything you take from any conversation might be the one thing that changed somebody's life.
You never
It could
know.
be
You
two
never
words,
know.
you know
Hey,
what I mean?
well, real quick, I always like to give the guest an opportunity to give any shout outs that you'd like to do.
Yeah, I'd like to give out shout out to my crew at Advanced.
Okay, cool.
Amanda, Curtis, Brianna,
Right.
my housemates.
Okay.
Brazos Recovery. For
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, cool.
These guys.
Brazos gets the win.
I'm just playing. There you go.
And my family for sure.
Okay, well, dude, we wish you the best of luck. Honestly,
Yeah, thank
honestly, I want success for you. There's nothing more than I'd like to see than you have some success and navigate sobriety. But Mr. Rigdon, I appreciate you coming out as well. You'll be here next week, right?
Yes.
We have Vanessa
Yes.
Guild.
Yeah.
We have Vanessa Guild coming next week. I love Vanessa Guild. She's like all about the mindfulness, and she'll get in there and pull that
Drew.
6-year-old little boy out of you.
Man,
Your ego is not your amigo.
She's gonna make you cry, homie.
Worksheets.
For real.
That was one of our counselors up
She gonna make
up
you
at there.
cry, bro.
Mindfulness is the most important thing.
Snap into a Slim Jim. He had,
Dude was
Macho
really
Man.
cool, and he was
had the
on
Macho
point.
Man tail.
He really
on-
was.
So like everybody was upset with him, but it's because he was so on point.
And,
you know what I mean?
and he sounded like a pro wrestler. So
Oh
that's
yeah,
bonus.
he had that voice, bro.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for coming out, and
Absolutely.
Chad, we'll see you next week.
Yeah,
so now
thank
that
you, guys.
you're a part of the show, but remember, kids, there is no magic pill for sobriety, because if there was, we would all take too many.
Drop a bomb.